Welcome back, team. This is session 10. AWS Application Load Balancer with context path based routing, meaning that the application will be available on a given URI, Universal Resource Locator, or a specific path rather than the IP address or the fully qualified domain name. That's the main thing about this session 10. Context-based path-based routing using Terraform. We need to register a domain in AWS Route 53 to implement this use case. Let's discuss about it. Go to AWS Services, Route 53 domains, register domain, register a domain. I don't need to register a domain, but I will use an existing domain if required. Choose a domain name and click on check. If available, click on add cart, continue, provide your details, terms and conditions, go to the billing, copy your Terraform key, and in the Terraform manifest we already have the key stored. We are going to implement a context path based routing in AWS Application Load Balancer using Terraform. Route 53 is the service which allows you to handle your traffic, and I don't need to use this. I don't want to register a domain. I want to simply create a hosted zone, because I already have a domain name registered. I don't want to transfer even. I will be created a hosting zone, and my domain is the agentic AI.io. This is my existing domain I have. Agentic AI, the agentic AI.io hosting zone, public hosted zone is what I want to create. And once I have my zone hosted, I will change the name server. These are the name server I need to specify. I'm changing the name server of my domain, and as suggested by dot is not allowed, I have to remove dot. And then fifth one. So these are the 4 name servers I have just now updated. Once I update, I need to verify them on DNS checker that they should point to the name server and they should reflect. Right now they are pointing to Oracle. It may take some time, but in the meanwhile I'll continue. The domain, we already have changed the name server. We are going to implement context path based routing in AWS Application Load Balancer using Terraform. To achieve this, we are going to implement many series of steps. We are going to implement the following using application: fixed response to HTTP. This is the domain name. Go to the app instance, then app2. So these are /app1/app2 and /star. Means if you are using /star, then it should go to this URL. If it is /app1, it should go to another instance at this app1. Then this should go to app2. So these are the multiple path based routing we want to do. We are going to copy all the files from the previous session, C1 to C10. We'll create a new file, C10 to C602 data source, and C11 that is ACM certification manager, and C12 route 53 DNS registration.tf. Review the file. We have app1 and app2 file. Upload the load balancer security group to allow port number 53. Security group, this is our security group Terraform file. Ingress, HTTP and HTTPS. Then data source route 53 zone, we already have this file. This is the zone file we are going to create, and this is my domain name. Value is AWS route 53, my zone ID, hosted zone ID of the desired zone. Then private app, the module .vpc. This is my instance, right? This is the EC2 instance, private app 1, and this is private app 2. The module name is EC2 private app 2, and that will coming from this name, and the user data will be app2 install.sh. And then this is instance Terraform complete. It depends on module, source, version, the name of the instance, the details, and then output that will be displayed to us. Then ACM certification manager, this is create SSN certification using DNS validation with root 53. This is required for us with application load balancer HTTPS listener to associate SSL certificate with it, Terraform console. And this is a provide a trim suffix function and verify the output, that is whatever the name of the domain is. Let's go ahead and verify. This is my application load balancer final website. The final create a target group, my target group 1 and my target group 2. These are the target groups we are creating for the application load balancer path based routing. And this is very important point is this one. The path is /app1/index.html. Then this is path 2 /app2 index.html. And then load balancer target group attachment. Attach these target groups. And finally, listeners should redirect the traffic. If the traffic is coming on port number 80 or 443, then redirect the traffic. This is my HTTPS listener. Create HTTPS listener with HTTP rules for app1 and app2, where they will be forwarded. This is like where path creation, that is path pattern, forward them to app1 or forward them to app2. Then DNF registration details. The DNS registration, record app DNS. The zone ID, we will be using our zone ID. We have the zone ID by default, and this is a name apps.devops cloud. This is going to be my actual name what I have. Execute these commands. Let's continue and let's try this one now. We'll investigate these files. ls-l data source, the name of the data source, and this is my zone. You know that my zone is not this one. My zone is, remember what is the zone I have created. You can see that zone, and the zone, whatever zone I have created, I have to mention that zone. So hosted zone, I have to mention this one. This is my zone. I'll copy this one and paste it here. And the zone ID. Now everything will come from this my domain, because wherever it is used, my domain is used, it will be referring to properly. So this is my AWS root 53. This is my coming from my AWS root 53 page, and I just now got this configured, and I changed the name server as well. Everything is expected to work with this agentic AI.io application. Now this is the main point, is this one, the agentic AI, the name of the zone which we have on route 53, and now onward this will be referred as my domain throughout. You can see my domain.zone ID, my domain.name. The next one was CVI C6, and we have C01 also. Let's look at this file also. This is nothing but the images. That's fine, I don't need anything here. What else I should see? Application output, instance group, elastic IP. I think that's it. C12 route 53 DNS registration, that also I can check that. Let's see, VI C12. Yeah, this is the DON, correct. This is wrong. Agentic AI.io. Point to be noted, this has to point to my apps. The agentic AI.io. This is coming from app DNS from my route 53 record. The record has to be created because I know the top level domain has to be registered. Rest I will see. Now what else? DNS registration, this is done. Anything, any other mention anywhere? Route 53, this is done. Yeah, perfect, we are good. Let's start. Terraform init. Now let's apply. Terraform apply hyphen auto hyphen approve. And if I go to the record, I should see the new record being added by my Terraform, because the name I have already specified. This is my hosted zone details, and the records will be added here. The app record has to be added. You can see the already the C names are added just now. Let me see if the DNS has started pointing to AWS or no. Let me check. Name server. Yeah, so it has started resolving to AWS name servers, because that's the mandatory thing. Before we go for certification, we need to have this resolution working, and it's already pointing correctly to the AWS. Earlier it was pointing to Oracle name servers. Now we'll have path-based routing working properly. Let's see once the instance is created. Yeah, my load balancer is still working, is still provisioning. Yeah, load balancer is active. Let's go to the route 53. There are 4 records, 5 records. See, the app is created. This is what we were talking about, team. apps.agentic.ai.io is configured by Terraform. Grep -r. I think we missed somewhere this line. Yeah, this file is coming from certification manager.tf. Yes, let's change this and we'll do it again. VIC11 certificate manager, and here we have to change the domain name. I've changed the configuration. It will refresh the change, refresh the status, and apply the change. And see, it is here, it is working. Fixed static message. Yes, it is working. You can see that, and this is SSL certificate also working. If I try app 1, this should point to app 2, app 1. So this is app 1 demo, and if I try app 2, this should point to app 2. And this is app 2. So therefore, you can see that it's pointing to different websites, path-based routing. So without that, it's taking me to root static message with proper SSL certificate installed and completely reachable. The agentic.ai.io is path-based routing is successfully working with this. Now with this example, we have successfully configured a path-based routing for a given domain of using route 53 zone configuration. First we configured the zone on route 53, and then later on we used Terraform to provision a load balancer path-based routing. Let me destroy now. Terraform destroy. And that's all for this session. Thank you very much.